Governor Casey?
And TV5 News Live.
Jack Wagner. We're on. Good evening. It's Tuesday, March 12, 2002. I'm Kelly Snow.
And I'm Autumn Giles. Tonight our top story. Clarion State Police are investigating a robbery at King's Jeweler in the Clarion Mall.
Just after midnight, the alarm at the jewelry store sounded and police went to the scene. When police arrived, they found that someone had smashed a window at the entrance to the mall and then smashed a window at King's Jewelers. The yet unknown suspects left with an undisclosed amount of jewelry. State police are asking for your help. If you have any information on the robbery, call police at 814-226-1710. A cash reward of up to $1,000 is available.
Bob Casey's has announced his new running mate, Jack Wagner. Okay. Interesting tonight, just within the last hour, Auditor General Bob Casey, Jr. announced that he selected State Senator Jack Wagner as his running mate for the fall election. This news has just been announced in the last few minutes. Look for more tomorrow night on TV5 News Live. An attorney representing the two men suing the county over its anti-weapons ordinance at the courthouse filed a written notice March 8th demanding an answer from the county within 10 days. William Strong filed the lawsuit on February 4th. His clients are upset because they were unable to carry handguns in the courthouse. Strong stated there are no state laws prohibiting the lawful possession of handguns in the courthouse. The suit names Commissioners Donna Hartle, David Seifert, Butch Campbell, and County Sheriff William Peck as defendants.
Tomorrow, Clarion County Commissioners are expected to approve a contract with the Eads Group of Clarion to conduct a feasibility study of the old hospital building. The study will hopefully be completed by April 1st. Many of the offices which will occupy the space in the old hospital receive reimbursement for rent. The officers will continue to receive rent reimbursement while housed in a building the county is paying a mortgage on. The county is not required to secure bids for professional services. A corpse found in Jefferson County is promoting a special investigation. The Troop C cold case team of the Pennsylvania State Police were called to investigate the death. Donald Johnson, a 73-year-old man, was found in the backyard of Kennedy Wholesale Plumbing and Heating in St. Falls Creek Borough, Jefferson County. He was found in the weeds by his neighbors. The coroner ruled the death a homicide, and the pathologist's report indicated the victim died as a result of a blunt force trauma to the head and neck.
The funeral for Tech Sergeant John Chapman was held today in Windber, Pennsylvania at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Church. The 36-year-old airman was one of 7 soldiers killed in Afghanistan last week during 2 separate attacks against MH-47 Chinook helicopters. Chapman was involved in Operation Anaconda. He was born and raised in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, but his wife Valerie is from Windber. There are plenty of questions, but few answers after this morning's deadly shooting at a Long Island Catholic church. This afternoon, the suspect turned himself into the police. Police say the man entered the sanctuary of Our Lady of Peace Roman Catholic Church in Lynbrook, New York, during morning mass and fired at least 6 shots from a rifle, hitting the priest and an elderly female parishioner. Both victims died. An inspector with the Nassau County Police spoke about the fatal shootings in a news conference earlier today.
Prosecutors and defense attorneys wrapped up their cases today in the capital murder trial of Andrea Yates, the Houston mom who killed her 5 children last summer. The jury returned their verdict just over an hour ago and found Yates guilty on 2 capital murder counts. CNN's news source correspondent Lillian Kim joins us from Houston with more on today's closing arguments.
She has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, and now, after 3.5 weeks of testimony, the fate of Andrea Yates is now in the hands of a jury. Under heavy medication, Andrea Yates entered the courtroom displaying a stoic demeanor. And now the jury must decide. Did Yates know right from wrong when she drowned her 5 children in the family's bathtub last June?
This case is about the law on insanity.
In their closing argument, prosecutors acknowledged Yates suffered from severe mental illness at the time of the killing, but maintained she was aware that her actions were wrong.
It's not that I am without sympathy. It's not that you are without sympathy. But what you're asked to do at this point is decide this case on the facts and the law, not sympathy for Andrea Yates.
But defense attorneys insisted Yates was a loving mother who was so ill that she believed drowning her children would save them from hellfire and damnation.
Common sense, ladies and gentlemen. Does a loving mother kill her 5 children if she knows it's wrong?
If convicted, the 37-year-old former nurse faces life in prison or death by lethal injection. If jurors find Yates not guilty by reason of insanity, she would then be sent to a mental hospital for an undetermined time. But Texas law prohibits defense attorneys from telling that to the jury. The panel is made up of 8 women and 4 men, 7 of whom have children. 2 have degrees in psychology. Texas, by the way, leads the nation in executions, and Houston leads the state in sending people to death row. Reporting from Houston, Texas, I'm Lillian Kim. Now to you.
Once again, the jury did reach a verdict and Yates was found guilty on 2 capital murder counts. The jury reconvenes tomorrow for the sentencing phase of the trial.
Starting tomorrow and every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll be able to get more TV5 news. If you live on the Clarion University campus, you can watch a retelecast of TV5 news Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays at noon. It's just another way TV5 is covering Clarion and our world for you. Up next, a look back at the 6-month anniversary of the September 11th attacks.
And it's spring break season. Find out how to keep your kids safe.
But first, it's your turn. Your turn to tell us how you feel. Just send us an email or call us here at TV5 and let us know what you think of our shows.
Fact of the day. Did you know in 2000, 33.1 million U.S. residents said they were of Irish ancestry? This number is 9 times the population of Ireland itself. TV5 News Live will continue after this.
This portion of the programming was brought to you by the Clarion Bowl Arena, located on Route 322, 1 mile east of Clarion. Bowl Arena offers rock and bowl every Friday and Saturday night, and a game room with 8 pool tables and arcade games. Bowl Arena also offers bumper bowling for kids' birthdays and league play for adults. Call 764-3471. Again, that's 764-3471.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant. The Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant is located at 540 Main Street in Clarion and offers dining as well as a nightclub. The restaurant and nightclub are open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant, 226-8400.
I'm the best thing you ever had. Only things I'm guilty of, giving you too much love, making you crazy, making you rap, making me fall, making me suspect. Seem to think I'm playing your game. Don't you know her? This is me.
There's a better way to have fun with history.
Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
You're watching TV5 with Zeta Tau Alpha.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
Yesterday marked the 6-month anniversary of September 11th attacks. Monday evening, a memorial called Tribute of Light was illuminated near Ground Zero. The memorial consists of 2 columns of light beamed upward, invoking the fallen towers. Services were held all over the country to mark the event. But tonight, we take a look at a part of the tragedy that hit a little closer to home. Our Mark Despottakis has a story of the memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
And then at 10 o'clock, a story that hit much closer to home, and Carrie's going to give us some more details on it in just a few minutes here. United Airlines Flight 93 crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. That is near the Somerset area. That was just a piece of the story, now just over 6 months old. America and the world stood still and watched the nation under attack. In the last few days, we have seen the horrific events of 9/11 play out in front of us yet again. But we are also looking forward. 6 months after United Airlines Flight 93 crashed into a rural Pennsylvania field, its passengers and crew were honored Monday as heroes who gave their lives to prevent an even greater tragedy. People crowded into the United Methodist Church in Shanksville for a multi-denominational service honoring the 40 victims of the September 11th crash. Candles were lit as the names of victims were read. People also gathered for a ceremony at the crash site. A children's choir sang, and red, white, and blue paper angels were placed at the edge of the field. A memorial was set up in Shanksville, and the people of this small town have taken on the task of tending to it. One thing that will likely happen, a permanent national memorial will eventually be erected with a permanent professional staff. Until then, the volunteers of Shanksville will continue their work come snow, rain, or shine.
These people telling you exactly what went on, how it happened, with the Shanksville Volunteer Fire Department, the EMSs, all the, everything that went on. You need these kind of people. It's amazing.
I think it's a good thing that they've done. They need to keep this, and so everybody can be reminded that we're just not quite as safe as we all thought we were.
Congressman John Murtha, who represents the district where the plane crashed, said he will introduce legislation to instruct the Interior Department to plan, finance, and construct a suitable memorial for the victims.
It's a sacred site. The coroner and the commissioners and the survivors have convinced me this is hallowed ground. So today I'm announcing legislation to establish a monument to the heroes of Flight 93.
Residents of the small town of Shanksville, Pennsylvania were affected by the tragedy of 9/11 right in their backyard. And now those same residents are doing their part to help all those who were affected by 9/11. Mark Despottakis, TV5 News.
President Bush is looking for a few good volunteers. He is in Philadelphia today pushing his USA Freedom Corps initiative. The president's asking every American to give 4,000 hours in volunteer work during their lives, or the equivalent of 2 years' service. During his visit to Philly, Mr. Bush also toured the People's Emergency Center, which provides housing and daycare and job training for women. The president took time out to sing Itsy Bitsy Spider with homeless toddlers at the shelter. He also spoke to the audience of service groups at the Kimmel Center for the Performing Arts, outlining new ways Americans can help their communities. President Bush says interest in volunteerism has risen since his first announcement, his initiative during the State of the Union address.
The United States could have a new warning system, a very colorful one. Homeland Security Director Tom Ridge announced the new advisory plan today. Colors are used in the system, with red being the most severe threat to the nation and green being a low risk. He says the nation is now in code yellow. Each color triggers a different response by federal, state, and local agencies. Ridge says the Attorney General would decide the level of threat and then consult with the Homeland Security Council before going public.
The Immigration Naturalization Service is in thick of an embarrassing situation. Yesterday, 6 months to the day after the September 11th attacks, a Florida school was notified 2 of the suspected hijackers had been approved for student visas. The letters served as notification that 33-year-old Mohammed Atta and 23-year-old Marwin Al-Shahi would be allowed to change their visa status so they could take a professional pilot program. An INS spokesman says the letters are embarrassing, but he adds they serve to illustrate the point. The current system for tracking international students is outdated. A former ISN district director says it looks as though this was a case of the right hand not knowing what the left hand was doing.
Clarion University students just returned from spring break, but for many students across the country, this week marks the beginning of spring break with its annual traditions of kicking back and cutting loose. In response to recent reports of heavy teenage drinking, experts remind parents that they yield a lot of influence over their children. As Pat Neal reports, those parents and the nation's schools are being urged to exercise their influence.
Spring break. Party time for students across the country. Thousands are hitting the beach to soak up sun and have some fun. Many young people say it's fun to drink a lot.
It's just party central, people drinking, and it's just the best place to be.
If students seem unaware of the pitfalls of excessive drinking, perhaps their parents do. A recent poll by the Century Council shows that 3 out of 4 parents said they'd spoken with their child about the dangers of underage drinking within the past month. But only 1/3 of the teens surveyed said they could remember the conversation. Industry leader Bacardi hopes the new generation will become more responsible drinkers and urge parents to be more involved.
Research is showing us that good old-fashioned parenting is critical in helping our children gain self-confidence. We know when they're confident, they will not fall for peer pressure. And that's what we all need to work together on.
Teachers are ineffective.
When he was 15, Oliver Gans gave in to that pressure.
Just follow the group and do what they're doing, which a lot of times is drinking.
That they actually... Open and frank communication with his mother helped change that.
It's a child knowing that he can come to his parents and that they're going to work through that as a team together.
You have a responsibility to give back to the world. If you do the alcohol, you're drinking, it is going to diminish your ability to give that gift back.
Experts say early intervention is extremely important. Schools focus on building self-esteem. They are teaching a 4th R, responsibility. So when students have a wild time during spring break, they'll remember all the fun they had when they wake up without a hangover. Pat Neal reporting.
Up next is winter weather gone for good. Kelly Martin is in with your TV5 weather forecast.
But first, here's a look at tonight's stock report. Stay with us as TV5 News continues after the break.
Making money stealing cars. Well, I was 10 when I first got involved with drugs. I skipped school because, nobody cared.
When I first got pregnant, school was not important to me, so I dropped out.
Well, if I don't finish school, then I can't go to college. That's the whole point of what I want to do with my life.
I still need to go to school to make it for myself.
I think I'm happier now. I know I'm happier now.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Den. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
You know, we sing for millions of girls, but helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby.
I know our love can multiply.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever been backstage before?
Cause you're the exit.
I think you'll find that gravity is key in what I do.
Once was one, but now we're two.
I'm spinning out of
Oh. This portion of the program was made possible through a grant from Clarion Hospital. Clarion Hospital is located off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Clarion Hospital offers outpatient services, transitional care, as well as an emergency room open around the clock every day of the year. More than 400 employees and 80 physicians work to serve the community. Call the Clarion Hospital at 226-9500. Clarion Hospital, providing health care to Clarion County and surrounding communities since 1954.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
So, Kelly, do you think we can say goodbye to that snow for good?
I'd hope so. We'll take a look at the satellite map to see if it is or not. As the satellite map is indicating, there is much cloud coverage over the northeast region. The area by the Great Lakes appears to be the only spot without a lot of clouds above the area. With all the clouds, it is hard to tell whether there are rain or snow clouds. Let's take a look at the current front map to see what weather conditions we have coming our way. The current map is showing that there is much activity in the northeast area, while the west coast appears to be quite comfortable. It is possible that mild to heavy snow will be reaching Clarion tonight or early tomorrow morning. With the snow, there's much wind factor contributing to weather. We'll take a look at tomorrow's front map to see if the snow is coming. Tomorrow's front map is showing that they expected snow is turning into rain. It also looks like the rain is bringing a cold front with it. In Canada, a snowstorm is beginning to develop. It is probable that the snow from there will be carried to Clarion with a strong wind. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast to see if the snow or rain is expected. Wednesday, high 59, low 34, cloudy. Thursday, high 61, low 40, partly cloudy. Friday, high 61, low 32, light rain. Saturday, high 50, low 25, partly cloudy. Sunday, high 54, low 30, partly cloudy. I don't know if it's time to say goodbye to those winter jackets yet, but we can only hope.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks.
Speaking of snow, the makers of the new animated film Ice Age are hoping for a blockbuster, but someone is out to bust more than their chops. CNN's Jeannie Moose has a $10 million story that pits a hybrid rodent against a prehistoric mammal.
What do you get when you cross a squirrel with a rat? A scrap fight.
The first mistake was when they stole my Scrat.
With its animated movie, Ice Age, 20th Century Fox is about to make this character a star.
And Scrat.
Only this character says Scrat is hers.
Millions of people associate Ivy Supersonic as the creator of Scrat. Do they think they can get away with this?
Ivy Supersonic is a New York hat designer and promoter. 3 years ago, she says she spied a squirrel that looked kind of like a rat. Thus was born her Scrat.
This is going to be $100 million. I got the next Mickey Mouse.
Ivy admits she's no wallflower when it comes to promotion, particularly self-promotion.
The woman of hats, I created a legend, New York Post Scrat.
Over the years, Ivy churned out Scrat banners, T-shirts, stickers, even a Scrat mouse pad, and a puzzle.
Is that the nose or the?
This is the nose.
Oh, that's the eye. Look.
She pitched her character to entertainment executives from coast to coast, and then what to her wondering eyes should appear? Scrat, the movie star.
Hey, buddy, you see any humans go by here?
Scrat squeaks softly, but carries big shtick. There's the Whack-A-Scrat game at the movie's website. There are posters, tie-ins to Burger King, books.
I've been jacked, Jeannie.
As in hijacked, robbed. Ivy's going to court seeking $10 million. That's an 8-figure Scrat. But the folks at 20th Century Fox say their Scrat was created by an award-winning animator inspired by a prehistoric mammal known as a leptictidium. And that Ivy's Scrat is based on copyrighted art of a beaver.
This is the year of the Scrat attack.
In her court papers, Ivy notes both have mentioned the bushy tail that's nowhere to be seen on the leptictidium. Ivy spelled Scrat with a Q. The movie makers used a C.
No matter how you're going to spell the Scrat, S-C-S-K-S-Q, it all spells Scrat.
Started out a love between a squirrel and a rat. Now looks like a fox, but it smells like a rat.
To the movie makers, Ivy is poison.
I'm a multimillionaire, just waiting to get paid.
To which 20th Century Fox says she has no case and we're not giving her a dime. Looks like everyone's trying to hoard their nuts. Jeannie Moe, CNN.
Scratting, baby.
New York.
A special program note for you this Thursday night. Tune in for TV5 News' special presentation. The Harlem Globetrotters will be in town, and TV5 Sports will have a preview of the game live from Tip and Jim at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Look for interviews with the Globetrotters as well as some other surprises. Following the preview, look for a special hour-long edition of Greenworks, followed by TV5's normal programming. That all starts this Thursday night at 5 p.m. right here on Clarion's very own TV5.
Up next, Kara Guyton will be here with tonight's sports.
But first, here's a look at tonight's Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Hope you're a winner.
I don't want to eat.
Come on, just one bite.
I don't like it.
This portion of programming is sponsored by Reese Brothers, located in Drake Square Building in Oil City. Reese Brothers offers a competitive hourly wage, plus daily bonuses, flexible scheduling, company sponsored health benefits, and paid professional training. Call today at 1-800-365-3500, extension 684, or 677-9236 for your personal interview, or stop by and visit the Drake Square Building. Reese Brothers, where integrity and technology connect.
Hear the one about the rabbi and the reverend who like to party? A community coalition got them together with local restaurant owners. Now they host drug-free kids parties.
These guys know how to party.
It's just one example of what community coalitions can do. But it's not the only way to keep kids away from drugs. Visit helpyourcommunity.org to find out what your group can do. Because you get more
when you get together.
Wardrobe for some TV5 News staff provided by Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. Fashion Bug also offers a wide selection of accessories. Fashion Bug is located in the Clarion Mall, just off exit 62 off Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Sunday from noon till 5.
Well, Kara, I understand that you have some wrestling news to tell us about.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Kelly. Clarion University wrestlers Eric Mauser and John Testa won individual titles on Sunday, and Rad Martinez finished second as the Golden Eagles scored 66 points, qualified 4 wrestlers for the NCAA Division I Nationals, and placed 6th as a team in the 27th Annual Eastern Wrestling League Championship, March 9th and 10th. Testa won his 2nd straight Eastern Wrestling League heavyweight title and upped his season record to 32-5 in winning his weight class. Mauser won his title at 197 pounds in impressive style, upsetting #1 seed David Schuneman of Edinburgh, 6-3 in the finals. The NCAA tournament is scheduled for March 21st through the 23rd in Albany, New York. Kyle Cathcart's bid for a 3rd straight state wrestling title came up a bit short. Clarion area's Cathcart lost to Maplewood's Josh Wilcox 12-5 in the finals of the Class AA 189-pound state wrestling championship March 9th. President Bush honored the nation's champions in college sports. The president met with the top teams in the NCAA at the White House Tuesday. The teams included University of Miami football and baseball, University of North Carolina men's soccer, Santa Clara women's soccer, Stanford women's volleyball, Arizona women's softball, and the University of Kentucky cheerleaders. Darryl Strawberry was jailed today for breaking a rule at the drug treatment center where he has been serving an 18-month sentence. Strawberry, who turned 40 today, is at the Marion County Jail and has been kicked out of the drug treatment program at Phoenix House. That's all for the TV5 Sports Report. Back to you, Kelly and Autumn.
Thank you. That's all for the news tonight. Join us tomorrow night at 7 with Jackie Nealon and Pat Grace. Coming up next, an encore presentation of Feedback with Mark Despotakis. Mark will be talking to political analyst Dr. Notu.
For everyone here at TV5 News, I'm Autumn Gels.
And I'm Kelly Esno. Have a good night.